Hi, everybody. Welcome to KP's review on Life After Lockup. And before we start, Life After Lockup makes me so happy, guys. Like, I can't wait for it to be Friday. And I guess it's because I like reality TV, but I only have like a few shows that I really like. And we've been watching Kardashians for 10 years. We've been watching Teen Mom for 10 years, okay? And so like even though this show is pretty staged and everything too, it's just kind of fresh to me and I like it, and it's nice to see these people like go on their journey and see what happens. And so I just really like this show. So I hope that you guys seems like a lot of people like this show too. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of a different little spin. So anyways, we are doing, this has been season 3, episode 22, Big Daddy's Back. Okay? And I have a few notes here just because I've got a lot to say. Okay, so the first scene starts out with Andrea and Lamar. And I've just really been wanting to talk about Andrea. She's the biggest nut on the show, okay? Like, literally, that's my opinion. She's a nutcase. She's holding it in. I think I read something about she was actually trying to look at a reality show. Like, she's been wanting to be on reality TV. Okay, so this bitch is really trying. And so we start out and they're sitting there and they're having their little, and if you remember from last week, how like Tennyson went with the pastor and he was like talking about, how they fight all the time. And Andrea was like flipping out. But anyway, so then they just magically come home and have spaghetti and salad and everything is fine. No. But anyways, so they're making their little plates, and actually it made me laugh. I can't remember Andrea's oldest daughter's name at this point, but like she was like, "Thanks for cooking, Mom," and I'm like, maybe she don't cook that much. Maybe that was like a little sign of like what really goes down. So, anyways, like I said, Andrea is a whole entire case, and I'll get into that in a minute. So, whenever the little girl was talking about how she went to the beach with her dad, right? So they're all sitting there and she's talking about, oh, I went to the beach with my daddy and blah, blah, blah. I swear, if you guys go and you look back at Andrea's body language and her face and she was smirking, she already knows the plan. Like, she's already down. They have both, in my opinion, Lamar and Andrea have chosen to negatively affect their daughter for something on the show. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother story that kind of really gets me upset. You know what I mean? How can you put that little girl in the middle? Like, who feels like it's okay to have that little girl in the middle? Like, when I was a kid and when I got put in the middle of family situations, like, that literally traumatized me. And every now and again, like in my adult life, if I'm on a situation where two people are lying, I swear I just get those feelings of confusion all over again. So literally, I have no respect in the world for them for doing this to this little girl. There had to be a point where Andrea could be like, you know what, we're not doing this whole scene for the storyline. But anyways, they need the money. Andrea's happy to be on the show, and I swear she will do whatever to be on the show. So anyways, but I think that Tennyson really fucked up the whole story. Like, Tennyson talking about, my mom and dad, they fight too much, and I don't want to leave my little sister with all that. That means there is some serious rumble in the jungle, y'all. Like, for real, okay? Like, and so I have this theory about Andrea, right? I believe her religious, like her intensity of her religion is to cover up her lack of self-control. Like, I feel like she has an extreme anger problem, control problem, and I feel like she has it anyways, but I feel like her intenseness on her religious views helps her feel more comfortable in her self-control. I feel like that is really like helping her to get through to be like a little more than stable than what she is. So I think that all these kids, they know, like, how many times have we done already, Andrea and Lamar, and they sit the little kids on the couch, or they sit on the table, they sit on a bench, and, like, they're like, we need to talk. I mean, these kids are like, all right, here we go, here's another scene, They're going to be great actresses already. But, I think that the thing about, because I've been thinking about why Andrea and Lamar, why they fight so much, and they don't show that on camera, obviously, but if Tennyson's sitting there being like, this is bad, that's, and he's like 18. Lamar likes control too. Andrea is already up here, all right? So I believe that a reason for their fighting and their arguing and things like that is definitely because they both fight over control. And I think that will always be their issue. And so that's what I think the thing is. And I really don't know who would back down. You know what I mean? So I thought that was just kind of interesting. And I think that she literally has suffocated her son. If you look at how she talks about Tennyson, like, I understand, like, the mom and the boys, like, really, I get that. But there's something, like, she's really smothered the fuck out of this kid and has just molded him so much that I think he's literally just in the middle. Like, both of those kids, like the older kids, they have been, the little one, she don't know nothing what's going on. But they have been just under this, under her religious beliefs too, which I get it. I understand that. But I feel like they're so, like, calm. Like, them kids is calm. You can tell they have been controlled for a long time, in my opinion, because I don't even see emotion out of them. I don't see that at all. So the next thing is that I think that, like I said, Andrea is, like, scared of herself. So if she keeps praying to God, like she says, I think she, that's how she gets through this. And then I don't think that Andrea, has been on TV, like, more than once. I'm telling you, there is something behind that. And how is Andrea acting like she's all perfect? And they paid somebody, like, how are you, like, this holy, like, oh, I don't drink and I don't do this. You paid to have sex in jail. And if you got pregnant off of that, like, I really don't think that was the first time. Okay, so there is a little inner freak in there that would be really great if she came out. So that was the first scene in the episode. The second scene is with Lindsay and Scott. And they are totally just, like, taking their time with this whole confrontation with Lindsay. I mean, that's probably going to be, like, part of their grand finale or whatever. So they keep stretching this out. And then, so in the scene, she goes in the office, right? Oh, I love how he's all like, okay, I'm leaving. And she goes, bye. Like, you don't see there's no hug, there's no kiss. You can tell in that voice that is like, get the fuck out. I need my space. You know what I mean? So he's definitely got to be feeling that she is just, if he hasn't already, that there's just no emotion. And at this point, Scott is just, like, getting on Lindsay's nerves. And, like, Scott is, like, doing his homework because he knows it's coming and it's not going to be forever. But what I want to tell you guys is, if you look at the episode, when she starts looking at the papers, look at her face and her eyes. She's like she is, she's a quick one, okay? And she knows how to skim over some paperwork. She knows how to look at some stuff. Like, she was on it. Like, homegirl needs to find a job that's not criminal activity that could, be a paralegal or something. I could totally see that happen. And I did find it really odd, though, that, like I said, Scott is, like, getting his paperwork together. So, like, when they break up, he can be like, oh, well, it's not because I was rejected. It's because I found this and this and this, and I don't like this and this. Homeboy talking about taking some copies of letters that she received. And I'm trying to figure out how Lindsay talking about she got a letter from her ex-boyfriend last week, but it was a handwritten letter. I don't know. That was a really detailed to me that I was trying to understand how that works. And then the other part of me is I'm trying to figure out how Scott got broke, or if Scott has always been broke. I feel like obviously Scott moved down to South. He moved to Mississippi for her, right? And so, like, the economy is different in the South, and I think that was a big adjustment for him. And, like, if you have your own business and then, like, you move, like, I feel like there's probably, like, a lot of struggle with the relocation part of that. But here's the thing. Did Scott have money before, or has he always just been, like, a liar? You know what I mean? Like, so I think that he did used to be kind of stable. I do think, like, before his son died and everything, I feel like he did have a decent lifestyle. Like, I wouldn't think he was rich, and I think he's been obsessed with being a millionaire and having this money. But, like, I think he had a little bit of money before, not much, and he just, was just really, like, into that dream. But I'm trying to figure out, if you came to pick up Lindsay in a limo, is that because you wasn't ready to bust out that S10? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna say, like, you this rich guy, and you pull up in a little S10? Okay, I'm not getting this. And this is not even a new S10. It's not fixed up. Like, it's literally just a little old S10. And so I thought that was, like, really funny for him to, like, gloat about everything and then drive off in his little S10. But anyways, one day I think that we'll figure that out. You know what I mean, about his money situation. And I think he's just been in this dream. Like, if he's talking to these prostitutes and the girl said, "Oh, is this the millionaire?" He is definitely lying it the fuck up. But then he knows that it's like he was answering Craigslist ads. Like, he knows it's like a one night, so he can lie to the girl to make himself feel better, that he's in a better situation, and get away with it. You know what I mean? Is what I think. So, it was really interesting to see that he rented the house and didn't buy the house. Like I said, obviously homeboy ain't got no money. And so you never even know. He might have even moved to get out of a situation and just said it was for Lindsay. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know about Scott's life before. So that dude needs some real friends. So, and then the thing is that, so Lindsay is, like, trying to get all emotional and trying to play the victim. And I'm not fucking buying this shit, guys. Lindsay is pissed because she wants to be the smarter one. Like, that's the dynamic between Lindsay and Scott, right? Is that Scott wants to be the smarter one and Lindsay wants to be the smarter one, okay? So when Lindsay talking about cries and her little tears and her little, like, oh, I feel, blah, 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 and I'm lonely. No, bitch, you're pissed that he got one over on you. That's all it is. You mad. You're not sad. You were mad because you always want to be the one on top. You don't want anybody, to have anything that doesn't have to do, like, with you. And did you see how many pictures Scott had of Lindsay? Like, that was insane too. Like, I'm telling you, homeboy is a little psycho. He, like, it probably is like a little collector, and I can just see him just going through his documents and just, like, obsessing over them and going through pictures and researching and trying to figure stuff out. Okay, but if you're so much on that, why ain't you looking at your bills? You making copies of her letters from jail, but why you ain't make copies of your bills? What about your bills? But anyways, it's just more coming out, who they are. And I really feel like now we know that Lindsay is back in jail, but I feel like, she has blamed the situation that her and Scott didn't work out for her to just do whatever the fuck she wants. Like, okay, well, my plan A is that I'm going to get this rich guy to have a house, and if not, fuck it, I'll do whatever I want, And there's a lot of more details that, like, we won't know, and that sucks about the kid, man. Sucks about her daughter. Anyways. And, she's just using, all this as an excuse, right? And so then we jump to John. They have pulled John out, and, like, they really have hyped up John, because if the title of this episode is, like, Big Daddy's back, like, that's obviously they're just really trying to hype up John. And I don't have too much to say about John, but I will say, like, the first shot of him coming out of jail, I'm dying, because homeboy had on capris. I swear they were capris. Like, he's tall, so I don't really understand how they was looking like that. And, like, when you get out of jail, like, a lot of times you just wear the clothes that you got arrested in. And I'm looking at his little basic little t-shirt and his little capris, and I'm like, that's how you went to the strip club? That's how you went out? So, anyways, I think John has been, like, privileged. Like, something about me feels like he was a spoiled boy, because I just feel like he thinks he can get away with everything. I feel like he actually does have a head on him. I feel like he really is smart. And I feel like actually he's got a ton of fucking potential. And I don't know why, but it's just really this feeling that I get about John. Like, Obviously, is he a bad, like, drug addict? Like, yeah. Has drugs fucked up everything he's ever tried to do? Yeah. But homeboy really seems like he had goals. If he really, like, put his mind to it and decided to, stop messing with, all this criminal stuff, like, I just feel like he can do it. And he's an attractive man. And so I think that, and if he didn't do as much drugs and stuff, he would even be better. But he knows he's attractive too. So I think he's kind of gotten some stuff, and gotten ahead at life and an excuse for some things because he looks good and because he knows how to talk. But, that's not forever. And the man just, it's really showing on his face and stuff, his life. So Lacey is a straight up player that we know, okay? Here's why, but nobody ever talks about why Lacey is a player. You know why Lacey is a player? Because she feels not good about herself. Like, literally, homegirl, before she had her surgeries, she was beautiful, but she is a classic case of those little, like, those pretty girls who never see their beauty. So they keep, like, doing stuff to their appearance to make themselves feel better. But Lacey is a player because she wants to feel better about herself, because she's, like, addicted to attention from other people to make her feel better about herself. That's the whole reason behind, like, Lacey's thing. Like, I don't feel like Lacey is vindictive. I don't feel like she honestly tries to hurt people. Is she an actress and a half? Hell yeah. Had she been in the game and been doing some acting and playing stuff up and, doing her cam thing and doing whatever she's done to make her life, to have her house, to have her surgeries, to have everything, like, homegirl looks stable. She knows how to play it, but I'm telling you, she was waiting on this opportunity for the show. Like, this was just her calling. So Lacey is, like, doing it up the most she can. She will do whatever storyline. She will say whatever. She will act up some scenes, because this whole thing between her and the boys, man, that shit was staged as fuck. And everybody knows that. And she's like this, and this is right. No, nobody believes you, girl. But anyways, I don't even think her voice is like that, okay? I don't even think that is what it is. But hopefully one day she will feel pretty about herself. Something that I felt was interesting in John's arrest record that they showed, and they did this for a reason. If they just wanted to show that he got a DUI, they would have done that. But they didn't talk about it, but they showed, where he was arrested with paraphernalia. And it doesn't look like pot paraphernalia either. It looks like, the regular stuff that he likes. If they were together that night, was Lacey on drugs with him? If he has such a past with drugs, and they have such a past, I'm wondering if Lacey is down on the drugs and we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an interesting thing, that could be a whole part of their relationship that we don't know was, for drugs. So we don't know. I'm just speculating. I just thought it was random. They was all together and he keeps getting caught with drugs and she's around. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, after that, we go to Sarah and Michael. And so, I don't know, I'm kind of over Sarah and Michael, but we've been seeing them forever. Same shit. Malcolm is really having a hard time dealing with this. Malcolm is extremely paranoid that Sarah is still in love with Michael. And whether she is, whether she isn't, I mean, guys, to have 2 kids with somebody and to, like, see the kid's face every day and they look like their dad, like, that's not easy. You know what I mean? And of course, like, I think Michael laid it down good to her, so she's kind of, it's hard to walk away from that, But the whole thing and the whole shoot when they were in Sarah's house, this episode, right? I swear Malcolm was pissed as fuck. He was just holding it together, but he's jealous. And Sarah wasn't even acting like herself. Like, if you think about it, like, Sarah, she'll, like, pop off and she'll answer for herself and we didn't see that part of Sarah. Like, Sarah was literally, like, whispering the whole time, if you pay attention to it. She was not her regular self, and I just feel like I think she likes Malcolm, and I think that she just wants to make him feel comfortable. But that's kind of getting in the way from some of Sarah and Michael's, like, relationship that they could work on as far as being co-parents. And so, like I said, the whole deal was that, like, Malcolm was about to nut the fuck up and Sarah was just trying to keep calm. That's why she kept put up you know what I mean, with everything Michael said. And I'm telling you, she was just ready for Michael to be out of the house. That's why I even think she started to like fight with him, because she just wanted like this situation like with Malcolm like just to go away. And like I said, they was hiding it on the camera, but I can tell as a couple that was not working. So I think that is, I mean, like I said, we're kind of over Sarah and Michael. Anyways, so then you go to Marcelino and Brittany. And I love that. I love, like, a lot of us have really seen that Marcelino and Brittany are, like, a really good, they're jamming, dude. They're doing good. They got, like, a family. I think that it's so beautiful how he's such a wonderful father. Like, it's beautiful. Like, you have to understand, Marcelino has not been a dad. And so I think it's wonderful that they got, like, custody immediately of, like, that little boy. Can't remember his name. And then they just had their family. And I just think that Marcelino's helped Brittany a lot, but Brittany has helped Marcelino, guys. I believe that Marcelino was this extreme cold case. Like, I believe he didn't open emotions. I believe he was just, like, on a whole nother level, y'all, before Brittany. So, like, him sitting there playing poker and hanging out with the kids is good. And I think he's made, you know, a lot of progress in this. And, you know, especially, like, the first season and the production, like, played it out. And everyone just said, like, oh, Marcelino, he's the controlling one. He's so controlling. Well, obviously, he looks like an OCD motherfucker. Like he seems like that type A. What y'all don't realize is Brittany needed that. Brittany didn't need somebody to be like, okay, whatever you say. No, Brittany needed somebody to be on her. Brittany needed somebody to remind her she was responsible. Brittany needed an older man like that was mature. Like, literally, that's been a big reason why I feel like she's sober and she's doing so well, because Marcelino has helped her gain her confidence, has taught her how to deal with these type of situations. You know what I mean? And is really, like, behind her, supporting her. But he's not dumb either. I think he keeps really, like, checks on her and make sure, you know, she can't sneak away with nothing with Marcelino. Not going to happen. So, I think, you know, for me, I think that's great. And, like, Brittany is doing, you know, she's doing good, guys. Yeah, she just had, like, a couple babies and stuff like that. But I think she's really, like, maturing. And I think by seeing, like, her mom and seeing just how life is going by and the people that are still stuck in the same drug situation, you know, that's really, like, been opening her eyes. And I love Marcelino's advice to her. Like, I was like, damn, I need some advice from Marcelino. He was like, that, but in a very loving way. Like, this man loves the shit out of her. And so I like that. And even when we first met them, like, the first episode, I didn't think Marcelino, like, loved her. And I don't know why. It just really didn't come to me like, okay, she loves him a lot. And so I'm just glad that, like, she's been open about that, and they both just seem like they've both just been, like, working on each other with that. And the next scene, we have Amber, and they brought Amber, and there's a lot of people that are, like, a fan of Amber. I'm not really a fan of Amber. I don't know why. I have no reason. I just, nah. But anyways, she is, I'm telling you, yo, last week when she was talking with her mama, I was like, oh shit, these two, I definitely see that double trouble that they used to have. And mama was even almost like smirking. Like, mama, I feel like she would be the one to go out and just say, fuck this shit, because she doesn't seem like her jail stint and all the stuff that happened has really, like, affected her. And I think that it was really great that, like, Amber got out of jail before her mom and before that little girlfriend, because Amber got to go her own route, you know what I mean? And so I think something really wonderful about Amber that has helped her is that everyone knows that Amber lost weight, right? But we also know that Amber's sober. And so I feel like for the first time, Amber feels good in her shoes, like, as lost weight, but in a healthy way, and she's being healthy. And, like, I think that job, the restaurant job, amazing. It kept her busy. And it's building her confidence on what she's doing. And Amber just having confidence makes the entire world if she's going to do good or do bad in this world. So I think that was a really good thing about Amber. And, of course, they staged, you know, that Puppies calling, puppy calls, and puppies getting out, and all that stuff. I do think that was a really genuine moment with her mom. Like, I almost wanted to cry when her mom was, like, so happy. You know what I mean? So that's super cool. But, Puppy's mama's real. She's like, I'm not sure about this. Puppy's been living, Puppy's mama, they never give us her name, I don't think. Puppy's mama has been living with Amber for, like, a year or something. So, like, Puppy's mama, like, knows Amber. So if she's kind of predicting she's not sure about this, that really might be, that might be something. And a lot of people are skeptical because they only know each other from jail and they have a relationship from jail, but that's just one of those, like, time will tell the whole thing if they're really compatible. So, and who cares about the other crazy bald dude? Nobody liked him anyways. Glad he's gone. Now we go back to Lamar and Andrea, right? And this is where they go back and they're going to make a lemonade stand. And I mean, this shit's dumb. Like I said, same shit, different day. Andrea got the cameras there. She talking about come sit on the couch. She want to do that lemonade stand. But I swear, every time she talks about religion, she's literally making fun of it. There's literally a certain way that she says it and a smile. I'm not taking it like, I think she's hyping it up for the camera, if you ask me, on her religiousness or whatever. And, oh, by the way, they had Tennyson and the other girl in confessional. And they totally did Tennyson's hair. They combed it out, yo. They did. I saw it. Another side thing on the lemonade stand. So if you remember now, because this episode, was filmed, it looks like in spring of this year. So that's like when coronavirus first came out. And whenever that first came out, like, masks weren't like a huge thing. And it really looks like that was just like hyped up for them kids to have the mask, the guy to come with the mask. Obviously, if the guy is on audio, he's already signed a waiver that he would be on the show and blah, blah, blah. So that's why they put a mask on him. If you notice, Andrea is in the back, but she's got her back turned around, so you can't see she don't have a mask. And every time, and then she's telling me, I'm going back in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. I looked on that table, I looked all around, homegirl didn't have a mask. So what kind of controllingness are you that you're making your kids wear a mask outside, but then you don't have one? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not hating on the mask thing, not hating on the protection thing, but also my point is that you need to be a set example, you know what I mean, for your kids. So you put on your damn mask too, Andrea. And so I think that, then that's when they stage this whole part, right? This whole thing about meeting the stepsister, which really gets my blood boiling. I thought I was going to really get into it about how I feel about that, but I just can't. I'm just mad. But really, I'm telling you, the brother and the sister, they were pissed as fuck. They was pissed about making that girl talk about, I'm not going to tell mom, and putting her in the middle. They were mad, but I'm telling you, they have been so groomed by their mom, they can't even show emotion. Like, they was pissed. They love their sister, but they just didn't come out. And I know that they weren't happy about that at all. And I'm sure that was some conversations later off camera, about what that happened. And then we just go back to Lindsay, and, she's talking to her mama, and mama, blah, 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 blah. I want to know where's Terabelle. Everybody wants to know where's Terabelle. Was that just a scene just to get 20 minutes out of the show or what? So, like I said, they leave us kind of like on edge. Like, oh, when is she going to confront Scott? And blah, blah, blah. They leave us on edge talking about Lacey and John. And is John going to see Lacey? And when does John go back to the house? They leave us on edge about Andrea and Lamar, that they don't know yet. That the kids saw the stepmother. They leave it on edge about Puppy and Amber and all that stuff. So we're going to have a finale really soon. I can just tell that they're really just hyping this up, just to get everybody to watch. And that's cool. That's a show. That's what they do. So, there it is. Another episode of Life After Lockup, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I love this show. And I just, I appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.